There are forces that move beneath every human interaction, invisible strings that pull thoughts, shape emotions, and bend behavior without our awareness. You've felt it before. That sudden urge to agree, that strange pull toward someone's words, that moment when you change your mind and can't explain why. What if that wasn't coincidence? What if someone or something was subtly steering you? Every day we're surrounded by influence, but buried deep within psychology lies a darker form, one so effective, so powerful, it's been quietly restricted, hidden, or renamed to make it sound harmless. This isn't persuasion. It's not manipulation. It's something older, deeper, forbidden, a set of psychological triggers designed to bypass the conscious mind and speak directly to your subconscious, the place where decisions are truly made. You've probably never noticed it, because the best influence doesn't look like control. It looks like connection. It feels like trust. But beneath that warmth lies calculation, the science of guiding human thought without permission. Once you understand how it works, you'll start to see the fingerprints of influence everywhere. In conversations, politics, marketing, and even love. The truth isn't comfortable, but it's time to see what's been hidden in plain sight. Tonight, we're decoding the forbidden psychology of influence, how people control your thoughts, emotions, and decisions without you ever realizing. Once you understand the code, no one will ever hold that power over you again. Influence begins where awareness ends. Most people assume they make choices based on reason, but research shows up to 95% of our decisions are made subconsciously. That's the playground of dark persuaders. They don't argue. They plant small ideas, simple emotions, subtle associations. Imagine a coworker who mentions, "You're always the reliable one." Weeks later, when they ask for a favor, you comply instantly, because their earlier statement created a subconscious identity you now feel compelled to live up to. That's the first rule of forbidden influence. Define someone subtly, and they'll act to protect that definition. The second lies in emotional contagion, the silent transfer of feeling. Humans mirror the emotions they see and sense. If someone speaks to you calmly, slowly, with authority, your nervous system aligns to match. This is why skilled influencers control not just words, but tone, rhythm, and pace. They calibrate their emotional energy like hypnotists, lowering your defenses through synchronization. You think you're vibing with them. In reality, your emotional state has been hijacked and redirected. But the deepest layer of influence doesn't come from emotion. It comes from framing. Framing is the art of deciding how reality is perceived before the other person even knows they're choosing. For example, a manipulator might say, "You're not afraid of change, are you?" That sentence isn't asking. It's programming. It embeds an identity. You're brave, while challenging you not to contradict it. This dual pressure locks the subconscious into compliance. It's not forceful. It's elegant. They've framed your response before you've even begun to think. Now, imagine this used on a larger scale. Politicians framing debates, brands framing desires, leaders framing loyalty. The public believes it's choosing, when in truth, the options were designed to lead them all to the same place. Framing is invisible architecture. Once you learn to see it, you'll realize most choices were never yours to begin with. Then comes reciprocity, the oldest psychological exchange in the book. Humans are wired to return favors, even unwanted ones. A dark influencer knows this instinctively. They give first. Attention, praise, small gifts, even secrets, to create an invisible debt. Later, when they ask for something, refusal feels uncomfortable. You comply, not out of desire, but out of obligation. This is why some manipulators seem overly generous in the beginning. They're not being kind. They're making investments in future control. The trick is subtlety. Too much generosity triggers suspicion, but just enough builds loyalty. Another forbidden tactic is the creation of scarcity. Our brains associate rarity with value, urgency, and importance. When someone says, "You're the only person I trust," or "opportunities like this don't come twice," your mind shifts from analysis to instinct. Scarcity silences logic. It creates emotional pressure, a feeling that if you don't act now, you'll lose something precious. Advertisers use it to sell. Manipulators use it to bind. In both cases, the result is the same. You make a decision not because it's right, but because it feels urgent. But the most powerful form of influence isn't external. It's internal. The greatest persuaders make you persuade yourself. They plant thoughts that make you believe the idea was yours. They use pacing and leading, first describing what you already agree with, then slipping in what they want you to believe. You work hard. You're ambitious. You know real opportunities don't come often. By the time they finish, your mind has built the bridge itself. That's how cults grow followers, how toxic partners maintain power, and how master influencers shape movements. They never command. They guide your internal dialogue until resistance feels unnatural. In real life, you can see these methods everywhere. The colleague who flatters your competence to extract effort, the partner who subtly reframes your memory to make you question your own perspective, the leader who speaks with calm certainty while sowing emotional tension in their audience. It's all the same system, control hidden within connection. And here's the most dangerous truth. These techniques work because they exploit human goodness, guilt, empathy, trust, desire to belong. The very emotions that make us human are the same ones used to enslave our perception. Influence doesn't overpower the mind. It invites it. You open the door willingly, thinking you're choosing, until you realize someone else wrote the script you're living by. To defend against dark influence, you must first recognize its presence. Awareness is immunity. The moment you sense emotional pressure, artificial urgency, or excessive agreement, stop. Pause before reacting. Ask yourself, who benefits if I act right now? If the answer isn't you, you're being played. Reclaim time, because time breaks spells. The brain can only be hijacked when it's rushed or emotionally charged. Stillness restores clarity. Next, detach from the emotional narrative. When someone's words trigger guilt, fear, or admiration, imagine their message as a movie on a screen. Observe it instead of absorbing it. Influencers thrive on reaction. Observation starves them. As soon as you shift from feeling to seeing, their grip fades. Lastly, protect your identity. Remember, influence begins with definition. When someone tells you who you are, the moment you accept external labels. You surrender internal control. Reclaim that power by defining yourself deliberately. Write it down. Say it aloud. This is who I am. This is what I value. This is what I choose. No one can rewrite a mind that constantly rewrites itself. The forbidden psychology of influence isn't evil by nature. It's simply power. A power that can build or destroy, free or enslave. The danger lies not in knowing it, but in ignoring it. The world runs on influence. The question is, will you be the one controlled or the one who sees the code? You now hold knowledge that most people never question. The invisible structure beneath persuasion, the mechanics of compliance, the triggers of trust. Use it carefully. Understand it deeply, because the mind that knows how to influence is also the mind that cannot be influenced against its will. This is Psyche Mind Codes. You've just unlocked another secret layer of the human mind, one hidden behind charm, emotion, and suggestion. If you found truth in this, protect it, share it, and subscribe, because the deeper we go, the more you'll realize. The real war isn't fought with weapons. It's fought with words, emotions, and belief. Learn to see them, and no one will ever own your mind again.